If you're a job seeker today, I don't have to tell you how difficult it is to get attention. And I teach direct marketing concepts to job seekers. And one of the reasons I do that is because it helps you to get attention. And I want to draw your eye today to a couple of differences in a generic, regular old resume, which is over here, and a really great direct marketing resume, which is over here. And I want to first talk about a concept from the old newspaper world called above the fold. You know, in the old days before home delivery, newspapers sat in big stacks at kiosks or, you know, with sales boys or after a while then in newspaper machines. And the only part of the newspaper that showed as people walked by and made a decision about whether to spend money was whatever was above the fold on the first page. And so that was considered sacred space. That was really critical space. In the resume world today, we've sort of forgotten that. We don't like it. If you read my blog on cover letters, you read my blogs on resumes, and the research and the interviews that I've done, HR people and recruiters hate the fact that there's so much wasted verbiage and people don't get right to the point and they don't link themselves to the job, but we still don't do it very well in resumes. So here's two great examples, and this one is not such a great use of above the fold space, really for three reasons. So first of all, you can see the contact information here is literally typed into the first page. It's not in the header, which means that you've left all of this space here without anything in it. And you want some white space in a resume, but that may not be the best place to get it, again, considering above the fold. And why is that important? Well, as a recruiter gets this resume, I'll broaden this for a minute. As a recruiter gets it and looks at it, this is literally probably what he sees. Microsoft Word defaults and opens up in 100% magnification unless you change it, and so this is 100%, and so this is what they see. So you only have this much space, literally the first top half of the first page, to make your impression. So if you waste this space as white space, then you've lost a little bit of ground. The other thing he's done here in terms of other mistakes with above the fold is that he's built a real generic summary. So what he's tried to do here is to build a summary picture of himself. And if you read through this, you may not be able to see it, but if you read through it, it says results-driven, marketing, business development, product management professional, developing and motivating employees, exceptional market and product analysis skills. He's been very generic. He's used those resume buzzwords, the resume speak junk that really means nothing. These are words that have been used so often on resumes and in marketing that they have become devalued. Again, they mean almost nothing. It's like rapport building. What does that mean? You know, it depends on where you're at, right? And then you'll see down here he's got bullets, which is neat, but he's got business to consumer, business to business, direct marketing, database marketing, web content, tools development. He's given a broad overview of about 5 or 6 real specialist areas in marketing. So he hasn't said, hey, I'm a specialist. He said, in essence, hey, I'm a big fat generalist at what I do. And he's not linked himself to any job. Now, people write this kind of resume because they don't want to have to do the rework to do good marketing. So this is much easier to do. This one, as you'll see, is much better. And then you can see, in terms of above the fold, this has taken so much space that all you see here is the first job, a little bit about it, and then you see marketing manager, tax deferred products. Well, I'll guarantee you, most of the people reading this don't know what a marketing manager of tax deferred products does. And if they read it and they don't get that, then because you've been boring and generic and you've said something they don't understand, you've just lost readership. Even if they continue to scan down and they read a little bit of this, by now they are shields are about 50% up, which means they're not going to take in as much information. They're not really going to consider you. They've already started to dismiss you from the candidate pool. Now look at this resume over here. This one we've put the name and the contact information. You can see we've simplified the contact information so that it doesn't take up 2 lines. We've made it a little bit smaller. One of the advantages of having it in the header is now that it's on every page. So if a manager, and managers do print and read a lot rather than reading on email, if they print this and they lose the first page, they'll still know who you are, right? So there's some advantages to putting it in here. But notice also the summary. We've got a line here we could use, but we left a little space there. And now we've got 4 very crisp bullets. And what I'll show you about these bullets is that, and this is a client of mine, and these are written, they were written very specifically for a job. So each one of these is a blend. It's a blend of things that she assumed or the job ad said this particular employer needed to get done. Not skills they needed, not history they needed, or experience they needed, but what they were trying to get accomplished. So she blended those with things that she had accomplished, and she wrote them into very simple bullets. And you can read them, and they really address the bullets that were in that job ad. And then the other thing she did here is that she highlighted specific parts of those sentences. And you don't know it, but these specific parts of those sentences were actually almost verbatim out of their job ad. So she's got highlighted in here, hey, I did the same stuff you're looking for, is what she's saying. So she's given people a reason to keep reading. Then if you'll notice, as we get down to the experience level, you can compare the two. Look how much more of the first job we've got on there. She's done most of the same things. She's got a couple of lines here about what the company did, just like we have over here. She's got a little bit of her job description, which she put generically here rather than for each job. His experience is a little bit different. But then look what she's got right here. This catches the eye right away. This is what's known in the marketing world as a headline. And a headline is a valuable tool in direct marketing. And what it allows her to do, what it allows my clients to do, is to break up all of the boring data in your resume and do some math. So basically, all of the data points here are the same points that were in a resume before, but now they're all under a headline that says, so what? So all of this meant what? And in here it says, I specialize in leading we've never done this before projects. And she likes those projects, new things where she's got to build from scratch, where it's about relationships, and so she wrote this as a headline. She now has a little module of data. If this data isn't important to a particular employer, she takes it out or thins it out or puts it at the bottom or what have you. But now she's got a nice modular marketing tool. And in above the fold land, in grabbing attention, you've got job related, specifically, even to the point of similar verbiage highlighted. You've got a lot more of the first job above that fold, and you've got a little thing down here that really draws the eye. Hey, if you've never done these kinds of projects before, I specialize in that sort of thing. So again, this is an attention grabbing resume. This is pretty standard marketing.